What if I told you that September is not the end of your gardening season in Zone 6, but actually the beginning of something surprising? Most gardeners think once summer crops are done, it's time to pack up and wait for spring. But here's the twist. This is the month that can give you some of the tastiest, easiest, and most rewarding harvests of the year. Shocking, right? The question is, what can you really plant now, in September, when frost feels just around the corner? And even better, how can you make sure it grows in time? That's exactly what we're uncovering today in this Zone 6 September gardening guide. Crops you can still plant before frost hits. So before you shut down your garden, stay with me because the list of crops I'm about to share might completely change how you see fall gardening. Let's pause for a second. Why does September matter so much in Zone 6? The truth is, many gardeners underestimate this month. They think it's too late, but in reality, the soil is still warm, the days are still long enough, and the frost is not here yet. This perfect combination actually makes September one of the smartest times to plant. But here's the suspense. There's one key factor beginners often overlook. And if you miss it, your crops might never make it to harvest. I'll tell you exactly what that is in just a bit. But first, imagine this: cool mornings, crisp air, and the soil that's been warming up all summer long. It's like a blanket that encourages seeds to sprout quickly. Unlike spring, you don't have to wait forever for seeds to germinate. Crops planted now often grow faster because they don't face extreme heat stress. That means less bolting, fewer pests, and healthier plants. It's like your garden's secret second chance. So, what's the first wave of crops you can still plant before frost? Let's start with the fast growers. Leafy greens like spinach, lettuce, and arugula thrive in September. Why? Because they love cooler weather and they don't need months to mature. You could be harvesting baby greens in just 3 to 4 weeks. Radishes are another secret weapon. Did you know some radish varieties are ready in just 25 days? That means you can plant them in September and still pull out a crunchy, peppery harvest before frost even whispers at your doorstep. Carrots also deserve a spot here. Yes, they take longer, but when planted now, they actually sweeten up with cool nights. If you've ever tasted a fall carrot compared to a summer carrot, you know exactly what I mean. It's like nature's candy. But here's the open loop. There's one fall crop that almost every beginner misses. They don't plant it, and later they regret it because it grows incredibly well in Zone 6 during September. Hold that thought, I'll reveal it soon. Wait, let me ask you something. Do you know the #1 mistake beginner gardeners make in September? It's not about what they plant. It's about how they treat the timing. Many gardeners wait too long, thinking they have more time than they actually do. By the time they sow seeds, the frost is knocking at the door. That's why knowing your average first frost date is key. What if I told you there's a way to cheat frost? What if you could stretch your harvest even after the cold starts? Sounds impossible, right? Don't worry. For now, remember this timing isn't just important in fall gardening, it's everything. Back to the crops. September in Zone 6 is also perfect for planting kale. Kale laughs at the cold. In fact, it tastes even better after a light frost. Imagine walking out on a chilly October morning, cutting fresh kale leaves that are sweeter than any you've grown in summer. Turnips are another underrated gem. They grow quickly, and you get a 2-for-1 deal: the roots for roasting and the greens for sautéing. Beets fall into the same category. They may not grow giant in time, but the greens alone are worth it. And remember that crop I teased earlier? The one most beginners miss? It's garlic. Yes, September is one of the best times to plant garlic in Zone 6. You won't harvest it until next summer, but by planting now, you're setting yourself up for one of the most rewarding crops you can grow. Beginners skip garlic because they think it's complicated, but trust me, it's almost foolproof if you start this month. Now, let's shake things up. Imagine this: you've planted your fall crops, but then, out of nowhere, an early frost comes 2 weeks ahead of schedule. Game over, right? Wrong. Here's the truth most people don't realize. You can protect your crops with just a few simple tricks, and you don't need expensive gear. But before I reveal those tricks, let me ask, wouldn't you want to know how to extend your gardening season without a greenhouse? If that thought just grabbed your attention, keep watching because the next part could save your harvest. Protecting your crops in Zone 6 during September and October doesn't need to be complicated. Row covers are your best friend. They trap just enough heat to keep your plants cozy during cold nights. Even an old bedsheet works in a pinch. Mulching is another simple but powerful tool. A thick layer of straw or leaves around your plants keeps the soil warm longer and prevents sudden temperature drops from shocking the roots. And here's a bonus tip. Planting near a south-facing wall or fence can give your crops extra warmth. That little microclimate might be the reason your spinach or lettuce survives an unexpected frost. Remember how I promised a secret crop earlier? Well, here it is. In addition to garlic, September is also the perfect time to tuck in peas. Yes, peas. Many gardeners assume they're only for spring. But in Zone 6, a quick September sowing can still reward you with tender shoots and sometimes even a surprise harvest if the fall stays mild. And even if frost cuts them short, the shoots themselves are edible, delicious, and totally worth it. So now you know, the season isn't over, it's just beginning in a different way. Zone 6 in September offers a gardening window many people ignore, but you won't make that mistake. So let's wrap this up. September in Zone 6 is far from the end. It's a second chance. From spinach and lettuce to radishes, carrots, kale, turnips, beets, garlic, and even peas. Your garden can stay alive and thriving well into fall. And remember, protecting your crops with simple tools can stretch your harvest even after frost hits. Now here's the real question. Are you going to let your garden sit empty? Or will you give yourself one more round of fresh homegrown food before winter? The choice is yours, and honestly, the reward is too good to miss. If you found this guide helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more beginner-friendly gardening tips, and share this video with a fellow gardener who thinks September is too late. Because now you know it's not too late at all.